June 14th, year 2019. This is Mijanur Rahman from Toronto. This is a note to myself regarding topics that I would be speaking much later in the Financial Planning Tacit Knowledge Series. I was having a discussion with a gentleman today at a McDonald's. Now, without getting into the details of it, and I think he was mentioning that some currencies, about a currency that is not centralized, is hedged against the inflation. So, meaning is that it's deflationary currency. Now, my understanding to this world, to this economy, from the basic to the detail, to the basic, from the very microscopic part to very macro, to very macro to very micro. So, as long as, from my understanding, if I'm not incorrect, in practical life, in practical approach of the economic view of this, our state of being in this universe, as long as, in practical approach, as long as there are growth, when I say growth of population growth, as long as there are resource scarcity, as long as we will outrun the resources, and as long as the population will grow and above the required rate of the resources that are required to facilitate the needs or balance lifestyle, we will see inflation. Meaning is that in practical approach, it is only in theory that deflation may exist. However, often because of certain circumstances, we might see short-term deflation on because of certain trigger mechanism. So, anyway, let's not get to the topics of the discussion, but rather my understanding. I formed this idea, and I wanted to tell the gentleman, but I couldn't because I had to go and I guess he had to leave. But anyway, so the concept here is that in this universe, as long as we'll have population growth, as long as we'll have resource scarcity, it is highly unlikely we will see deflationary currency that will deflate over time. Meaning is that the value of that currency will grow over a purchasing power. So that is difficult to suggest unless that currency meets certain unless that currency meets certain or overcomes certain criteria or overcome certain conditions to meet the deflationary currency status. Anyway, let's not get into the monetary, the monetary policy or how really the money is measured in the economic, in the economy, but rather talk about the mechanism, what gives rise to something being deflationary and something being inflationary. So in this universe, everything we see most likely will face inflation. Most likely. Very few things in this universe or in this earth, as long as we'll have a population growth, as long as we'll outrun the resources, as long as there are resources scarcity, as long as there are opportunity cost, these are the basic fundamentals. But the very basic actually can only be determined, only be assessed by applying the very microscopic concept of economics or business or finance or engineering economics or engineering finance. So everything that we see, everything that we understand in this universe is inflationary. Especially speaking, the currency that we have, a monetary currency, it could be dollar, it could be pound, it could be taka. I'm from Bangladesh. It could be taka, or it could be any other currency in this universe. Usually loses its purchasing power over time because of the growth in the economy, because of the growth of the population, because of the resources scarcity, and because of we outrun everything and everything that is we possibly could possibly need to survive, or possibly we need to have a balanced living. So anyway, that's the concept I wanted to tell him about. But hopefully one day, if I get to meet him again, I'll tell him that again. Today is June 14. The time is about 5:30, I suppose, 5:25. Anyway, 5:25 a.m. And also, this is a new cell phone that I bought, and I really wanted to try out how do I look. I mean, not how do I look. How does the video come into this? Whether the video quality is good, the sound quality is good. So I was using a Nokia phone that I purchased to produce this video. I might be able to, I might put it up to get some opinion on this, on my understanding, on my viewpoints to the deflationary currency. So anyway, but I'm going to also conduct some further understanding and see whether really a claimed currency can be deflationary, assuming that currency meets certain status to become deflationary. Again, thank you for listening. Should I decide to put this video for the view from the people, or listeners or audience or a spectator, I guess, in this case. But anyway, thank you very much for listening.